Hi, welcome to my Makeup Monday for Monday the 6th of January 2025. My name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast. So welcome. Today I'm going to play with a new online exclusive that's coming out tomorrow. And also the new mini catalogue and celebration catalogues will be available to order from tomorrow the 7th of January. So if you don't have a catalogue already and you'd like one, just let me know and I can certainly send one out to you. So let's go down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay, so these are the two new catalogues that go live tomorrow, the 7th of January. As I said, if you'd like one, if you don't have a copy and you'd like one, let me know and I can get them out to you in the mail, or I can drop them off if you live locally to me. So yeah, just let me know if you'd like them. So we aren't actually using anything from the catalogue today. We're using something that goes live tomorrow in the online store. It's one of the new online exclusives. It's this beautiful Elements of Text stamp set. It's just one of those ones that's great to have for background detail, and it's got a couple of splatters. It's got these scripty, texty stamps. You can't really read the text. Well, you can read it, but I don't know whether I will try because my eyes aren't that good. But it's just really nice for background images. And this is my sample card. I made this card up. I've been preparing classes for January and February. And I've used something old as in from the annual catalogue that's been around a little while. And then the Elements of Text as well. So it's just really a great stamp set for background, grungy, vintagey cards, and I really like it. So I'll bring it up closer here so you can see it. So I've used the circle script stamp and a couple of the splatters, and then I've stamped the Spotlight on Nature image over the top and coloured it in just a little bit. So this is a bit vintagey. I guess that is the word. Yeah, so I really like these sorts of cards, so we're going to recreate this card. So let's get started. We'll see what we need here. I have got an A5 card base in crumb cake, so it's 21 centimeters by 10.5. No, that's not right. 21 centimeters by 14.9 centimeters, scored at 10.5 centimeters. That's metric measurements because that's what we use in Australia. So I'm just going to get my burn folder and score that down really well. So I haven't been able to figure out how to go live on YouTube yet. I planned on doing that while I was off over the Christmas New Year break, but I haven't got round to that yet, so I will get round to that one day. We have two pieces of very vanilla cardstock. This one's 10 centimeters by 14.4, and I have actually already run that through the exposed brick embossing folder, which is also in the annual catalogue. But that's the piece of card, the size of the card, 10 centimeters by 14.4. So, and then we have another piece of vanilla, and it's 8.5 centimeters by 12.9 centimeters, and that's for our stamping. But we are going to do something with, where is it? My brown brush, yes. So before we do anything, I'll put my card base to one side, and I am going to get my crumb cake ink pad and a blending brush, and I'm just going to dab my blending brush into the crumb cake ink, and I'm just going to rub it over the top of the exposed brick embossed piece, just to sort of grunge it up a little bit. I hope you can't hear my neighbour. She's in the courtyard on the phone just as I started to record. So I hope you can't hear her. I've had to shut my window, and it's been a very warm day here today, and I really want my window back open. But that's okay. She won't be long, I hope. That's suburban living for you, isn't it? So I'll just close up my crumb cake again. So that's just put a little bit of grunge onto my exposed brick embossed piece. Now, Stamping Up used to sell what was called a distress tool. Stamp and distress tool. This is so old, it goes back ages. And this is what you used to use to scuff up the sides of your cardstock. Like so. Got to hang on to it because sometimes if you get a little tear, you can tear your cardstock to pieces. But this grunges it up a little bit. And we don't sell this anymore. I wish we'd bring it back. Maybe I need to put that in the suggestion box. But if you don't have an old distress tool, you can use scissors. So open up your paper snips and just scuff it along like the edge like that. So you can make do if you don't own a distress tool. Like so. That scuffs it up. I'm going to go back to using my distress tool. And that makes a whole lot of little bits of fluff from the cardstock, but that's okay. I've been very involved in watching the cricket here in Australia on the TV. And we won, yay! We won the 5th test, and so that means we won the series against India, and yay, that was great. My husband and I bought virtual tickets to the Jane McGrath Day, the Pink Day, because it always goes to a good cause, the Cancer Council, or the McGrath Foundation, who are involved with the Cancer Council. But next year I really want to go to the SCG on the Jane McGrath Day. So that's a goal of mine. We've been to the cricket, the SCG, a few times, so many years ago, but I haven't been for ages. Okay, now you can see that that has scuffed up the edges of my cardstock and made it like a little bit, I don't know, is grunge the right word? I don't know. Vintage. There is a word and I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but yeah, it's made it a bit, I'm going to go with grungy. Okay, so that's that. So I'm going to grab my brush again and just go over that scuffed up edge. I know some people can't do scuffing or distressing, but it's really quite nice and it's quite fun. This edge hasn't worked as well for me that I wanted. Let me just try a little bit better. It's sort of folded over. I think it's sort of folded on the crease of the embossed, but that's okay. There we go. So I'm going to put that to one side as well with my card base because that's ready to go, like so. Okay, so let's get our piece that we're going to stamp on, and we're going to stamp with the crumb cake first, and I shall put the elements of text onto my block. Now this is the big round one. I haven't used the other ones yet. I'll have to do that, and I'm just going to put it on my block this way because it's quite large. It only just fits on the E block. Okay, so when I'm using a large stamp like this, I normally take the ink pad to the stamp and ink it up that way because I think you get better coverage with your ink. So I'm going to stand up to put this on my, because I want to center it on my piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to, and if I don't center it, I'll just flip my cardstock over and try again. I think my neighbour's gone inside. I can open my window. No, she hasn't. Okay. Now I've got that too far over, so I am going to flip that over and try again. So I ink up my stamp. I want to try, I'll bring it down a little bit. Hopefully not too far down, but I just want to, actually know what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn and go side on so I can hold my stamp a little bit easier. I'll bring it back up so you guys can see. Hopefully I've got that more centered. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so that's there, and I'll just bring that up and show you. So that's that. So let me clean that stamp off because I'll need that block for my Spotlight on Nature flower. So get that off. Okay, so let's pop that back into the stamp case and get some of the splatters out. I'll get both, and I'll get a smaller block. I'll get this one. I'll get D block. And I'm going to use this one first. I'm just going to stamp a few splatters here and there. I'll clean that one off. And I'll clean this, stamp this one as well. Just really like how these can turn out, these cards. So that was using crumb cake ink. So let me pop that back. So that's that stamp. I don't think I need that one. And I don't believe I need, or I might need crumb cake in a little minute to grunge up my card. Okay, so now I'm going to get this floral spray out of Spotlight on Nature. This is a bundle in the annual catalogue. It was new last year with the annual catalogue, and I just love Spotlight on Nature. It's one of my favourite stamp sets. Just beautiful card. Sorry, beautiful images. Okay, so I am going to just... So I've gone with pecan pie ink this time because I felt like that's just a little bit darker for the floral image. So this card will be one of the cards in my classes in February. I'm doing a class called All About Flowers. So this will be one of the cards in that class. I'm also doing one the beginning of February called All About Love. So it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. But yeah, that's that one. Now I am going to bring in my light peach pie stamping blend, and this is my color lifter. So I'm just going to put a little bit of color on the base of the flowers, just a little bit. Let's just start here. Not going to color right up, just going to color the flowers a little bit. And I'll use my color lifter to just lift off a little bit of color on where I've got the edge of my color, so that it's not quite as edgy. Does that make sense? Let me just check this is working. This has got, not that end doesn't, I didn't think so. That's dried out, so I just need to, yep, that's got some. So I'm just going to lighten up the edge here to make it look like it's sort of blended out. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to lighten up the edges there, and there we go. Okay, so it just softens where I've coloured, so it's not so sort of colour and then nothing. Do you know what I mean? Hope you do. Just going to go back over here. There we go. So that's all the colouring I'm doing with the blends. Now I am going to scuff up my edges on this as well. So I'm going to get my distress tool, but if you don't own one, you can use your paper snips, turn them on the side and use that. So my husband and I got to go to our daughter's midwife appointment on Friday with her, because we were both still off work. And so midwife appointments have been Fridays, so we both work on a Friday. So she said, oh, do you want to come, seeing you're both off work? So that was really nice. We heard the sound, the heartbeat sound, and that was fun, hearing that. It took me back. So her due date is actually next Saturday the 11th, so I guess she could go any time now. So baby is healthy, she's healthy, so that's all good. So that was nice, because my husband went back to work today and I go back on Thursday, so that was nice that we were able to go with her to that appointment. And then after the appointment we went up to Newcastle to visit our son and his fiancée. So that was nice. We watched some of the cricket up there, which was nice, because our Matt used to play cricket as a boy, and yes, I don't think I need that for the sentiment. I don't think I need this anymore, so I might just pop that in my little drawer. And I do need the crumb cake ink, so I'm just going to thump on my ink pad, and I'm going to put a bit of crumb cake over my stamped image to grunge it up a bit. Nice. I do really like doing vintagey cards. It's just a little bit different to doing all the the clean and sharp, simple, simple sort of style cards. It's nice just to get a bit grungy. So that is that. So we can probably start putting a few things together. I'm going to glue my exposed brick embossed piece to my card base. Okay, make sure I've got enough glue on that. It's a bit hard to see. Okay, so pop that on my card front. Just hold it down while it sticks and adheres. So I will be having a catalogue launch on Saturday the 18th of January. So if anybody is interested in coming along to that, you're very welcome. Okay, so that's that. So let me pop this. See, nobody knows that I've got it on the back. I've, covered up a boo-boo. Okay. So yeah, I will be advertising it in my newsletter. I'll be sending my newsletter out tomorrow on the 7th, because then I'll have all the things, all the links to everything that's gone live. That's why I've held off before I've sent my newsletter out for this month. I'll have all the links to all the right places on the online store with everything that's now available, that will be available. So I'm just going to center that on the card base, on the matting piece. There we go. Nice. Now, if you wanted to, you could add some Wink Stella to the flowers, but I don't really think it needs glittery, shimmery stuff. But if you wanted to, you certainly could. Now, the happy birthday I've used comes from Beach Day. This one. And I really like it. It's a really nice happy birthday. So, and then I just fussy cut it out. All these dies fall off all the time. So I am just going to pick up my sentiment, and I've got a scrap of vanilla here. So I'll open up my pecan pie again and just stamp it down. Now, don't believe I need that again. So let me clean that off before I put it into my hand into it. So yeah, if you don't own a distress tool, just remember that you can scuff up your edges with your paper snips. Just open them up and scuff it along like that with the blade. It's really easy to do. Right. I am going to, just bear with me while I fussy cut, and I'm going to get my twine, or my linen thread, because that's what we want to use for the bow. So let me just fussy cut, and I'm just going to try and not move my scissors. I'm going to move the cardstock to fussy cut around the sentiment. And if you don't like what you're doing, just throw it away and start again. If you don't think it's working out the way you want it to, then, you know, just start over. I could actually leave this all in one piece this time, rather than... No, I think I'll do the same. I think I will. Because I like the way that it didn't sort of go across the whole card. So let me just cut that down there, and then just bear with me. So there's lots of lovely new things in the new mini catalogue, and with qualifying purchases you'll be able to choose something from the Celebration catalogue. So there's a level 1 qualifying order of $100, and there's a level 2 in the products that you can choose from for a qualifying order of $200. If you spent $200, you can choose 2 level 1s, or you can choose one of the level 2s that's available. I've got another order coming, hopefully being delivered today, and that's got one of the level 2s in it, which I want to make up some samples with. Oopsie, come on. A little bit fiddly, as you can see. There we go. There we go. And there's also some scrapbooking kits going live on Tuesday on the 7th. There's a couple of those I want to get hold of. So there's quite a lot going to be going live. So I will be sending my newsletter out after I get all the links that will take you to exactly where you need to go. Now I'm just going to grab my little blending brush and sort of dirty up my sentiment. I don't think I dirtied that one up. Let's just do it now. Don't need to do a lot, and you don't need to reload your blending brush. Now I've got to put some dimensionals on the back of these. Now sometimes I need to just cut little slivers because even the mini dimensionals are too big. That one would go there, I think. Oh, sorry, my head came in. Okay, let's get that one there. And we'll get that one there. And then what I do is I just cut my edges to get little skinny bits in this for this exact situation. There's the one that can go there. Okay, so this is the happy, so I'll just get the backings off those. So yeah, I'm going to try and go live on YouTube. I use OBS streaming platform, and I've got to get a plug-in. I might put the happy birthday over here this time. A plug-in thing to stream to YouTube and Facebook. At the moment, what I'm using, I can only stream to Facebook or YouTube. I can't stream to both. Oops. And last year I tried to do the plug-in and it messed all my settings up, so everything went haywire, and I haven't been bothered to try and work it out since. So I must try again. But technology and me are not the best of friends, so yeah, that's why I couldn't be bothered trying again. And I don't want all my settings with the focus and everything to get all haywire. That's why I've just continued to go live on Facebook and do recordings on YouTube. But I must be a little bit more ambitious and try. I'm just trying to get this little loop a little bit bigger, but it's not pulling on the right thing. No, where is it? Why can't I pull on the right thing? Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay, this is our beautiful linen thread. You must always have linen thread in your stash because it's just so important. You can do so much with linen thread, and it makes the best little bows. Now, I am going to fray. Can you see how I've frayed my linen thread apart? I think that just makes it look a little bit more vintage. So I'll probably cut them a little bit shorter, and then I'm not pulling on as much. So I'm going to hold the knot, and I'm just going to hold it down here on the tail a little bit, and put my pokey tool or my take your pick tool into the end and just fray it out. Because there's about 3 strands twisted together, but I'm holding it here so I don't pull the bow loops out. So if you don't hold it there, you actually pretty much disintegrate your bow. So you've got to sort of hold it and just sort of tease the fraying of the threads out. There we go. That's one side of our bow frayed out. And let's just try this side. So let's... I'm checking in with my daughter every day. You okay? Nothing's happened? I told her I'm going to be a pest this week until Bob arrives. She said that's okay to be a pest, Mum. So that's good. I'm glad she's happy for me to be a pest. I might catch up with her one day this week and see how she's going. Oopsie. I'm just fraying the rest of my little linen thread bow. There we go. That'll do. You can see how I've just frayed the end at the tails of my bow. Just makes it for a little bit more, you know, vintage and antique-y. Now I am going to grab a glue dot. And I will fold that glue dot over because it'll be way too big for my to sit behind the knot of my linen thread. Folding it over makes it half the size, and that works perfectly. And I'm going to put that right there. There we go. Just going to do a little bit more fraying. You can play and tweak and carry on. There we go. And if you don't want it going over your sentiment, just tuck it back around like so. Now, on this one I put the brushed brass butterflies. It's hard to say. And this one, we could go with the same. You could do the tiny bees that are coming from the in the new mini. But I've got these birds and dragonflies. So I might put a dragonfly up here. And I might put a bird down here. And a bird going the other way. Is that right? Yes. Maybe I'll put that down. Where's my sample? I could put that one down here. So, I just think they're really good, or the butterflies, or you could even use the tiny bees that are coming in the new mini catalogue. So, that is our card for today. Our vintage grunge card. If that's what you'd like to call it. I'll put that away in a minute. So I'll bring it up closer. There we go. So it's just really nice, lots of texture, and the elements of text script just gives you a little bit more faux texture in the background. Really nice. And as I said, this card will be one of the cards we'll make in my All About Flowers class in February. So let me come back to me, if I can find my mouse. There we go. So that's our card for today. It's a spotlight on nature and elements of texts in the online store. That's really hard to say. Elements of text. And the sentiment was from Beach Day, which is in the annual catalogue. Spotlight on Nature is in the annual catalogue. So I really hope you enjoyed that card. I really like it. And just remember, get your paper snips, open them up and scruff your cardstock. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Have a great week, everyone. I will see you on Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock for Card and a Cuppa. I might continue to do sketches on my Card and a Cuppas because they're really good, and there's more sketches coming in the mini catalogue, so we'll have more to play with. So even if they're not from the catalogues, if the sketches are from Pinterest, card sketches are a great way to get your inspiration and creative juices flowing. So have a great week. I will see you on Wednesday, and thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, like and share my YouTube channel as I try to continue to grow it. Thanks for watching. Bye.